Accounts payable organizations, I think, are unique in some respects, and that is you have a lot of people over the years who've had experience in accounts payable. Some come and go, but then some stay. And the opportunity, I think, in an accounts payable organization is to build a sense of self. Who are you? What are your objectives? How do you measure those objectives? And how do you reward people who are performing well, whatever their function is in accounts payable? There's always room for innovation and people who think about doing some things differently. At the same time, there are folks who you can always count on. They're going to be very consistent and do that job and perform it very well. And so you can't simply favor one group over the other, but you've got to take the advancement and the progression that some people bring to the job and new thinking, as well as appreciate the mainstay of folks that you have working with you day by day. The challenge with accounts payable is the future. It is what it is today in any given organization, and whether they've automated or haven't automated, what technologies they've brought on board, how they're communicating, whether they're centralized or dispersed. These are all issues that are dealt with on an organization by organization basis. But with respect to the future, any organization in the company that manages information and data, like accounts payable does in large quantities, needs to make that information available for analysis and future decision making. I took some notes at a recent conference that indicated a couple of things. One, the data was going to become the new middle manager in organizations. And secondly, there was a reference to something called the citizen analyst. The idea being that with systems and with the interconnectivity, as data is ingested, including what's referred to as dark data information that is not known but needs to be known within an organization to make decisions, that can be brought together, it can be analyzed systematically, and individuals then can be able to get information out of that and make better decisions. So where accounts payable fits in my view, is that all of the information-rich data that processes through accounts payable, there's 3 R's. One, it needs to be real-time, available for use within the organization. Secondly, it needs to be reliable. If the information is unreliable, if it's delayed or if it's incomplete or something like that, then of course it has less value. And thirdly is it has to be reachable. So real-time, reliable, and reachable, or information that's available to the organization to make decisions, is going to be really important. The second thing I think has to do with the AP industry and the vendors who support accounts payable and accounts payable processes. We've seen some consolidation. We've seen, for example, Payable is no longer at this conference. They're represented by AvidXchange, which is their acquiring company. In another example, Kofax has been acquired by Perceptive Software, whose parent company is Lexmark. And so you have this consolidation, and I think that consolidation will continue to happen so that entities that are providing services and technology to the AP industry will be able to provide a broader array of services, so a little bit of a one-stop shopping, so that when organizations like mine go to them, they won't have to do like we did 5 years ago and take the best of breed in each technology, whether it be intelligent data capture or document capture on the front end, and piece it together and work something into our ERP. Kind of like Matryoshka dolls. As they're nested, one organization, you're going to be able to get more than one technology from it. One of the interesting things with almost any purchasing organization is they hunger for information. They want to know what their spend is by category and by vendor, and where opportunities are for purchasing to be more efficient for the organization. And so the way that we're able to contribute to that in large measure is by taking these invoices in and immediately giving purchasing visibility to the fulfillment of the order as evidenced by the invoice, and have visibility to where that invoice is, if it's been paid or is it pending payment, and when the expected pay date is. And so that helps a great deal for our procurement professionals to understand their relationship with the individual procurement, the vendor representatives with whom they're working.